Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we've got two Seth Rollins figures. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today we are working on a couple Seth Rollins Elites, and these are ones I've been sitting on for a long time, just never had a chance to really get around to them, but finally going to get those done today. So I think I talked about one of these on Showcase the other day, the Game of Thrones attire from Wrestlemania 34, I think it was, in New Orleans, when Seth, I don't know if he went in as Intercontinental Champion. Can't think of it now. Anyway, his attire was awesome. He had a Game of Thrones inspired attire, so I had started this a really long time ago, and then I wasn't doing decals much at the time, so I stopped. But I already painted the eyes the light blue, but that was it. I had other pieces. These are from another custom I had done that I've since redone, so those are like the Chris Jericho lowers, or the X-Pac figures also have those where the kick pads have that rotating piece on them. So the rest of the decals here, I wanted to use the edge figure for the upper legs, because then I can just put the gray over it. So there's the belt there. All that cross stitching design I didn't want to paint. I didn't think it would look good or look consistent, so I wanted to use decals. Here's going to be the side of the pants. These are the knee pads, and the other thing's going to go on the back of the kick pads. And then here's the front kick pad design, so you can see all that crisscrossing. I wanted it to look good. I wanted it to look clean, so I waited on decals, and or I just didn't do it because I wasn't very good at decals. But now I've gotten better, so gonna finally knock that off my list. And then this one is another one. I knew we were getting some new Elite Seths, so I sat on this and just kind of waited. But we're going to be doing the gray attire, and I would have used the gray legs for this one as well, but the kick pads make him a little bit too tall when I put those on the edge uppers, so we're just going to paint the legs gray. And then we have this attire from, like, I think he wore this at day one, maybe. So those are the tight designs. And then here is a look at the belt that's going to go on him. And then the kick pads, so the decal set does come with the like silver to put over the kick pads, but I'm just going to, I want to use these because they're the actual right mold. Here's the front tights, and then these are just going to be on the like background of the, or like the dots go over like the whole attire. So anyway, the kick pads, the ones that he wore with this attire are the ones that are on that Elite. So I just changed the kick, or the elbow pad, knee pads. Gosh, brains shorten out. I changed the knee pads just to make those gray, but then I'm going to use those kick pads because I really like that we got those molded. So just need to paint that silver, and then I have to look up, I think the rest of the shoe is black, but I don't remember. But a lot of cool stuff. I love making Seth Rollins Elites. They always look really cool. His attires now especially are crazy. Like, they're just a lot of fun to do. Got more coming, a couple more. I've already ordered the decals and just waiting on those, but got these two here today. Let's get to it.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just paint the kick pads. Instead of gold, they need to be a silver, so I'm going to put a flat gray over them and then seal them, and then I'll go over them again with a silver metallic paint that I have. And with the metallic paints, they cover terribly. You could use half a bottle probably trying to cover things up, so I go over it with the flat gray, which only takes a couple layers, and then I just do a little bit of the metallic over it, and then it looks great. Works out fine that way. With the tights here, got to paint everything gray, and it is going to have a lot of it covered up with the decals, but still going to go through, paint everything here. This is well after I have painted it all. I put a few layers on, sealed it, and then finished Oh, no, I was wrong. I forgot. We're doing 2 here. So one had gray legs. I had to just do the knee pads. One, I have to paint everything. So once everything is grayed out, I will seal everything. Then I'll come back. We'll do the decals for both figures. So kick pads here, I've got to do some black on the rest of the kick pad. It's black instead of white. So I'm going to paint those up, get those done. And then this is the one that took less painting. So I had to paint the kick pads, and then I'm just applying decals. So this is the WrestleMania 34 Game of Thrones look, and this one I had to do a little bit of messing around just to get it to fit. These decals should be like a little longer, but they weren't made for the larger edge legs, so that's why. Not the end of the world. Like, I could go in and fix that pretty easily, but for today, just gonna get the decals on, apply them well, and move on. Then last thing here is just the belt on this Rollins. Oh, and the knee pads. My bad. Okay, so then moving on to this one, I'm going to apply the dots first, and then I'm going to put the rest over that. The last time I made a Rollins like this, I kind of forgot about those and then put them on after, which worked out fine since they're on the clear translucent sheets, but then it like kind of covered some of the pattern, and I didn't like that as much. So doing it the opposite this way, I think it looks much better. And you don't see it here, but I do use the hairdryer quite a bit. That's why it looks so tight on the figure, and it is like it's a game changer for doing decals, especially on like the backside. It doesn't sit flat, obviously, so I use that hairdryer and it just suctions to the like curves of the figure. It's so much better.
Time to wrap things up. So here are both Seth Rollins figures, and on that WrestleMania 34 Seth, the wrist tape on his left arm just fell off. Like, it wasn't even like it was loose on a couple parts. It just straight up fell off after it had dried. So I do need to go back, put that on. I could like acetone the wrist tape and make it like a post-match Seth or something, but need to fix that. Outside of that, I'm really happy with both of these. I have so much fun doing Seth Rollins figures. And Mattel does as well. They typically give us a lot of Rollins. I feel like they've, like, for a while with Rollins, we got every single thing he wore besides the Thanos gear. We never got that in Elite form, but they were just pumping out all the Seth Rollins figures they could. And maybe now, because his attires are so crazy, they don't as quickly. It's a little harder to get them into lines, but I will take all of the Seth Rollins. I think we're supposed to be, series 112 maybe. I want to, maybe Seth Rollins was in there. I know I recently saw him, so we always are going to have more Seth Rollins figures coming. I know we have at least the gold attire one, but it's WrestleMania 34 one. I don't know why they would go back. This is another one they had just made in the basic line. Maybe it's because it's a Game of Thrones theme. They can't, there's issues there, and I wonder if the Thanos attires too with the Marvel issue, but you can kind of see I did get the blue eyes in there on his WrestleMania 34 one, and then so I was thinking the red and gray attire was day one, but when I go back and look up day one, pretty sure it was the green and blue that we could potentially be getting, supposed to be getting in the Ultimate Takeover line, which I don't know if that's still happening on Amazon, but until then, both Rollins figures very happy with. Height-wise, I think that my 34 Rollins, it works out as far as height. The shoulders are a little taller, but I got the head to sit lower, so it works out. But other than that, if you like the video, you like Rollins today, leave a like on the video. I appreciate that. Go check out some more videos on the channel. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude, out.